So, today I'm doing the 25 bookish facts about me tag. Now, this tag I actually found over at Northeast Nerd. Go check her out. Her link is below in the description. Absolutely awesome girl. Anyway, I'm doing this tag, 25 bookish facts about me. Let's get started. Now, number one, I'm a huge Ethan Cross fan. Now, I found out, I actually know the author because Ethan Cross is actually his pen name. And I actually know the author. I have known him for years through a publishing company that I've worked with doing blog stuff and things. And then I found out, I read one of the first books in the Shepherd series and absolutely loved it. And then found out that it was him. And I had like a major moment because I was just like, oh my god, this is like the best book I've read in like, I don't know, however long it was. But anyway, the first book that got me really excited about a series. And then I found out that I actually knew him and had known him for years, just under a different name. So there you go, there's number one. If you haven't read Ethan Cross books, then go check them out because the Shepherd series rocks. I've read like the whole series now, I think. I'm on the last one now. I've got an ARC copy of the Judas Game, which is the latest and I think the last book in the Shepherd series. Which I'm reading for ARC August, and but yeah, anyway, they're all absolutely awesome, so go check those out. Let's see, bookish fact number two. I also read in Italian. I'm bilingual, and so I don't read often books in Italian, but I do read them. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Although some books I will only read them in English just on the principle of the fact that reading them in Italian is just weird for me. But I do read it in Italian as well. So there you go. Bookish fact number two. Bookish fact number three. I made a list. Otherwise I would... Oh! How could I forget this? A couple of years ago, I met Madeleine Wickham, aka Sophie Kingseller, at a literary festival, international literary festival here in Rome, and she was absolutely awesome. And I have a fabulous photo of the two of us together and things, and she's really, really nice, really down to earth. Love her work and everything. Unfortunately, I forgot to take my books with me to get them signed because I'm an idiot. But anyway, yeah, there we go, and absolutely love the Shopaholic series, but her other books are really good as well, so check them out. Let's see, some of the books that I've read over the years that have had the highest impact on me are The Picture of Dorian Gray, which I think for me personally is going to be like one of the all-time great classics that there is, just like Oscar Wilde. Wow. That book like really had that huge wow factor for me, as did Angela's Ashes by Frank McCourt. That was one that got me, that's been on my top reads list for like years now. I can't remember how old I was when I read it, but I think we're talking like minimum like 15 years ago, 16 years ago, maybe more than that. But I still remember how awesome the book was. I want to reread it, but then as soon as I start thinking about it, it all starts coming back to me, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe, like, I want to reread it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to remember that much, because it was awesome, it was awesome, anyway, so does that. And third book that's had high impact on me is Anne Frank's Diary. Anne Frank's Diary is just like, it was on the reading list for school, I think, when I was back in school, and I was actually really excited about the idea of getting to read Anne Frank's Diary. Apart from didn't end up reading it at school, so I got a copy anyway to read, and just like wow, just wow. not only for the girl's talent and everything, but the whole real situation, and it's one of those books that just like really gets you. Anyway, so there we go. There's that. Another book which was on the reading list at school, but I never actually got it put on my personal list to read for school, was To Kill a Mockingbird. So I read that as an adult as well, and that was pretty cool too. So, you know, if you do get these books on your list for school, I'm going to get excited about it because they really are awesome books. So where are we up to now? Okay, number 6 on my list, Dean Koontz. Okay, now, Dean Koontz was, again, a bit like I have my huge thing over Ethan Kross. I used to have this huge thing over Dean Koontz. I read his Fear Nothing. Awesome. His, what was it, A Doorway from Heaven? Something like that it's called. Quite a big, big fat book. Again, awesome. Then like the whole Odd Thomas and they were pretty cool. They were pretty cool. There's so many to name that were really, really cool. Unfortunately, some of the more recent stuff, not as good, kind of losing a little bit there. However, I will keep trying to read his books when I come across them, because I have loved so many of his books that even if they're not that like 5-star wow factor, then I know they're gonna be good though. They're gonna be. I can't imagine giving Dean Koontz less than 3 stars because it's just, yeah, just awesome. Okay, bookish fact number 7. I've never read a book by Stephen King. Now, this bugs me, like seriously bugs me that I've never read a book by Stephen King. I don't know why I think when I was younger, I didn't read any of his books because I don't know, I had it in my head that they would freak me out too much, that they'd be too thriller, too pushy, and that I wouldn't like them, or that I'd just be scared or something by them. So I didn't read them before, and then I don't know why I still haven't read them. You know, I absolutely love thrillers now. So yeah, I don't know why I have never read a Stephen King book. Anyway, if you do have a suggestion for a Stephen King book that I should read as like my first Stephen King book, then leave a comment below, and I need to do it. I need to do it. It has to go on my to-read list. Okay, now let's go back further for fact number 8. Back to my teen reads and my early reads and everything as a kid. I had like, I don't know how many books by Judy Blume. She was like my go-to author, which was really cool. But I also had pretty much the whole collection of the Sweet Valley High books and the Babysitter's Club as well, and also those awesome pick your own adventure books. I was like addicted to them. I had like so many, you know, where you at the end of each chapter you get to decide how the story goes, so you can pick this way or that way, and then you have to go to the page that it said for that, so you could actually reread the book several times and pick a different ending and everything each time. I was absolutely addicted to them when I was younger, and I would really love to see like some adult versions of pick your own adventure books. I think that would be kind of cool. It would have to be done right though. Okay, then we're up to number 9. Number 9, okay, I'm a bookish person. I do Booktube, I do Bookstagram, I'm there. I love reading, I love reviewing. You'd see all my reviews on like Goodreads and stuff. You know, I love it. Book subscription boxes. Now, I see these like everywhere, and you know, you just see names like, you know, Owl Crate and Footloose, the Ferry, what was it, Luke Ferry, all these other ones, they like pop up, and I just get excited just like looking at the thingies. I've never got one. I've never had a subscription book box. One, because they generally, the most part, are not international. which I'm really, really gutted about, that they limit their subscription thingies just to the United States. Hello, people. There's a big world out there. We deserve good books too. I'm a Brit. I live in Italy, and even like the ones that go from the UK posting don't come over to Italy. There are so few that actually do like Europe as well, which I would like to see change. But I always get really excited about these anyway. But then like the very few that there are that actually do ship to Europe, the shipping is just like so ridiculously expensive. And so that I cannot just, I have 2 small kids, I cannot justify spending that much on a subscription box. So anyway, I would love to have this subscription box. I think it would just be awesome, but it's not happening. But, you know, if they did make changes and make more available to Europe and lowered their prices, then, you know, I totally would. Let's see, what else is there on there? Number 10. I design book covers as well. So I'm always, in fact, I am guilty of judging books by their cover to a certain point. Like if I'm going through Amazon or even in a bookstore or wherever, then it is the cover that gets my attention first. So covers are like really important. And I actually do pre-made book covers. LInsdell.com. Go check them out. But anyway, yeah, book covers are important, both from the point of view who someone who makes them, and this is going to lead me on to the next point on here as well. I'm also a published author and illustrator. Again, LInsdell.com. But from my point of view as being a creator, but also from a reader point of view, book covers are super, super important. So anyway, yes, we've done number 11 now as well, because I have several books published. I write, had international best-selling children's picture books, which I've written and illustrated. I've also had international best-selling non-fiction books, mainly about like marketing, social media marketing and things for authors, but I've done like Italian English phrase books and things as well. And I am also working on some novels and stuff as well. I've done a lot of different things. But anyway, as varied as my reading tastes are, my creative levels are pretty much up there as well in the mix. So there we go. Number 12, I love NetGalley. Now, I discovered NetGalley, well, I actually discovered it a while ago, but I only started using it this year, and it is totally awesome. I'm like totally addicted to it. I've already read like some really amazing books on it. I love the fact of getting the arcs and things. It's really easy to use, and it's just awesome. So I'm like a huge NetGalley fan. I also love my Kindle app, which I have basically downloaded to like everything, and use on a daily basis because I'm always reading on it. I love the fact that it means that I can get books on the deals on Amazon. I love that I can read like my NetGalley books and things on there as well. I've actually turned it into like a major e-reader over the years. I always was adamant that I was a print girl and that I needed, you know, I wasn't not a big fan of hardbacks, but softbacks, yes, because they're so much more comfortable to read than hardbacks. Although I do like hardbacks. But anyway, I've turned into a major e-reader, especially because because I'm so busy with the kids and work and everything during the day, I tend to do most of my reading in the evening. And so on the Kindle, I actually use the Kindle app on my iPad, right here, which is like charging up there. It's actually a lot easier to read with the dark and stuff, and more comfortable as well for reading in bed. So yeah, I am a converted e-reader, although I do still love to have print books, and Booktube has also shown me that I need a lot more print books as well, so that I can do all the challenges. Let's see. Oh, number 14. I am dying to read the Percy Jackson series. Now, this is based on the fact that, thanks to my kids, I ended up watching the film series of Percy Jackson. and absolutely loved it. I think, I don't know who was more excited about it and getting the next film and the next film, whether it's my kids or me. I think probably me. It was just awesome. And so now I really have to read the books. But this is another one of those, like in the library they have the series, but it's in Italian. And I don't want to read it in Italian. I want to read it in English. I want to read it in its original language. Also because I watched the films in English language and therefore it would be weird, I think, reading it in Italian now. I don't know. But anyway, so I totally need those. Let's see, number 15. Judy Donaldson is like my children's picture book hero author. Judy Donaldson is just like, all of her books are so good. Whether it's, you know, Superworm, or whether it's the Gruffalo, or Paper Doll, whatever it is, the Stick Man. They are all just in their own right, just literary classics for kids, and just awesomeness. So she is like, as a children's book writer, she is like my goal of awesomeness when it comes to books. She does rhyming text like no one else. Totally cool. Okay, let's get back to classics that I love. Jane Austen and William Shakespeare. Okay, again, books that stay with you. Sense and Sensibility had me hooked on Jane Austen. Just recently reading Emma. I will be doing a video about the Emma book review thingy coming up soon. And William Shakespeare with like Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth. They're such wow books, such awesome books and everything, but I find them incredibly slow reads. Like they're so cool and there's so much stuff going on and everything, but I think the fact of the older language used in them, and think it slows me down on a mental level, so it takes me like forever to read them, but I still like them. Spoon. Okay, Spoon has got to be the best children's picture book that I have come across ever. I can't remember who wrote it now. I have a review for it, so I'll add the link to my review for Spoon, or the video. I think it was a Library Reads, whatever it was. I put the link below for you. But Spoon was seriously the best children's picture storybook ever. And I mean that, like, not only for the text and the illustration, but just like the whole idea behind it. I mean, how can you make a book about a spoon be so good? Just like, it was incredibly awesome. So if you're going to buy any book for your kid, buy them Spoon. Okay, number 18. Now, if you watch the channel, then you will know anyway that I generally take my kids to the library at least once a week. You know this if you're watching the Library Read series. But yeah, we go to the library a lot. They, this summer, before, because they changed the hours and things over the summer and things, so the past month or so we've not been going because we've been at the beach and stuff. But generally, like during school term time, we will go once a week to the library. They picked up their diplomas from the library at the end of term in a big presentation thingy that they did there at the library, because they also, like my eldest, who's now 8, he's done some read alouds as well, where he's read books to the younger kids during the library and things as well. So he got his young reader certificate as well, which is really cool, and it gets them excited about books as well. So I'm totally growing young readers. So anyway, go to your library, people. Support your local library. Totally important. Number 19. I used to collect Garfield books. Okay, I don't actually have any anymore. I don't even have one because I left them in England when I came out to live in Italy. But I had, like, I would literally go every week and buy another book in the series. I don't know how many I had. I must have had about 50 at least of these books. They were just like the cartoon. It was like a small paperback, but the cartoon thing of Garfield, I was just totally obsessed. So I had them all, and I had like this whole library shelf thing that was just Garfield books, which were really cool. I don't know if they do them anymore. I would love to find out if they do, because they're totally rocked. Number 20. When I first came out to live in Rome, okay, going to do a really, really short recap now of how I ended up living in Rome. I was only going to come here for 3 days, and I ended up staying because I had my money stolen when I got a flight from England to Paris and then Paris to Rome, and basically my money got stolen when I was in Paris airport. And so when I got to Rome, I didn't have any money, and so on the 3rd day here, I ended up getting a job, and then one thing led to another, and then like after 6 months here, I was like, okay, I need to go home and get my stuff, because I only have my rucksack. But anyway, it's so much easier to do, or it was so much easier to do than you would think. Anyway, but my 3 days, and I'm still here. I'm still here. We're talking like 16 years now, I think. Yeah, 16 years, because I was 20. Yeah, it was in 2000. So anyway, yes. When I came, so I obviously had very little money, and I worked in a hostel where they gave me money and they gave me a bed as well to sleep in, which was really cool. But I didn't have much money. Now, being the bookish person I am, I obviously packed some books into my hand luggage anyway to take with me on my travels. And basically, in the hostel, I decided that because I'd read the books that I brought with me, and a lot of the travellers actually had books as well, and they were, a lot of them doing like a round trip of Europe or whatever, and so they'd finished their book and things, so I set up like this little mini library thing, book swap thing in the hostel, where I put my books on this shelf, and I was like, okay, you leave a book and you can take a book. And so it's like this book swap thing. So I actually got to read a lot of very different books as well. Because even if it wasn't like particularly appealing to me, then I'd read the book because it was the only one there to read. But anyway, I discovered lots of new books that way. So yeah, there you go. I set up a book swap for travellers. So there's that. And I also, with some of my other older used books and things, which I then accumulated over time and stuff, I then got a period where I basically had no money at all. And I found a bookstore which was right in the centre of Rome, near Termini, the main central station, and they'd actually buy used books from you to then resell in their store. And I have to say, I was absolutely heartbroken because I took some books that literally they were brand new, because I'd only read them, like I bought them before I came away, and then yeah, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking because I had to sell these brand new books for like pennies, basically. It was just cents that they gave me. Not very much, but I did get a couple of dinners worth out of my used books. So there you go. It was okay, but I still feel sad about it because some of those books were, I was so wanted to keep them, but girls gotta eat. So there we go. We're now up to number 22. Wow, flying through these bookish facts. I did my first Booktube-a-thon this year. I don't know why I've never taken part before, because it was so much fun. I totally rocked and loved like connecting with the rest of the whole Booktube community, which is absolutely amazing, by the way. But like all the challenges and stuff were just, it was so much fun. I just really liked it. So I am a newbie for Booktube-a-thon, but yay, definitely going to be doing it again. Definitely. Now we're to 23. One of the first books that I started reading in Italian were Danielle Steele romance novels. Because they're actually amazingly easy to read in Italian. I actually found them a lot easier to read than, for example, like teen books, or even like, you know, sort of yeah, just like young reader type book. Daniel Steele is just like so much easier for me to read. I don't know why. So I actually learned a lot of Italian from reading Daniel Steele books. The translated ones, obviously. But there you go. Now we're at number 24. Some of my favourite genres to read are basically anything like mystery, which would basically go for anything from like your cozy mysteries through your crime to your like more pushy kind of like serial killer thriller type stuff. I love them. It helps that I'm obsessed by also the TV programs, like Criminal Minds, CSI, NCIS, whatever it is. I love all those kind of programs. And I also my reading taste as well. I like reading them as well. So they're up there as well. And I also really, really love reading easy read romance. Because when I'm like really tired and stuff, but I want to read because I find it relaxing, like an evening, whatever, I want a book which is going to be really easy to read, quick to read. If I can read it all in the one sitting, then even better. For example, I love Susan Hattler books for that. She does really good romance reads that I can read in one night only. You know, I go to bed reading it and then it's finished by the time I actually fall asleep. So, and they're really good. They're really good. So I love books like that as well, which are not, they're good stories, they're easy reads, they're quick reads, but they're also good reads. So, yeah, definitely those as well. And now we're at Bookish fact number 25, which is the last one on the list, which I'm going to give you the book that I'm currently reading. The book that I'm currently reading is The Donimo Game by Greg Wilson, and I started reading this book at Booktubeathon, and then I kind of like let it sit because I don't know, the part one was like, oh my god, what's happening? And then I was like getting into it, so like bits of it were really, really good, and then bits of it also left me kind of confused. Maybe also because I was reading it when I was tired and stuff, and all the Russian names and stuff like gave me head, I don't know what. Part two of the book, totally awesome. That like definitely picked up the pace and it started going ahead. I'm now in part 3 and heading towards the end of it, so you're going to see the complete review of that coming soon. But yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this book so far. It has like parts of it where I'm like flying through the page and I'm like, oh, this is awesome, and then I have other parts where I'm like dragging my heels and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And because it's complicated, but I will reveal more in the upcoming review anyway. But anyway, there you go. That's 25 bookish facts about me. Yay! Now, I'm not going to tag anyone particular with this book tag, but if you want to do it, then do it, because it's cool. So anyway, there you go. If you want to, then do it and let me know that you've done it as well. You know, tag me back or whatever. I'll leave the link below so I can go check out your 25 bookish facts about you as well. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!